Hey there, fellow travelers. Happy Halloween! To help you celebrate Halloween, we've put together a collection of our superstitions from around the world videos. We hope this puts a little fun into your Halloween.
Hey there fellow travelers, Mark here with Wolters World, and I just kissed the Blarney Stone, which gives me the gift of gab, one of the many superstitions here in Ireland. And today what we have for you are some superstitions for you when you come to Ireland. But I can't do it up here, so I'm going to film it downstairs. But Blarney Stone's back there. They actually lay you down, push you out in there, and you hope you don't fall to your death. But you give a kiss and hopefully don't get any diseases. But you get a gift for gab at least. So here we have Irish superstitions just for you. From here at Blarney Castle in Ireland. So I've come down from the Blarney Castle. That was up there at the very top where I was kissing the Blarney Stone. Now down here on land where I feel a little more safe and there's no magpies around to give me bad luck or something, is let's get over some of those superstitions. Now here in Ireland there's some superstitions that you probably have heard of before. Yes, Friday the 13th, bad luck day, okay? Break a mirror, yes, that means 7 years of bad luck. Black cat, oh, there's bad luck there too. And so you do have those kind of things you've heard of, but there's other superstitions you might want to know about. So let's start with those magpie ones. If you see 3 magpies in the street in front of you, that's bad luck. But if you see 2 on your, apparently on your right side, that is not bad luck, that's good luck. So 3 magpies is bad luck. 2 magpies on the right side is good luck. Well, if you just see 1 magpie, you gotta talk to him. Because if you don't, then the bad luck comes back again. I mean, seriously, I don't want to see these magpies. And when you're up there at top, you'll see the ravens, the magpies, whatever, up there crowing. You're like, was there 3 there or 2 or 1? I don't know what I'm supposed to do. And now I'm gonna be leaning backwards and try not to fall. Oh my goodness. Because I guess that's another superstition here is if you go up there to the Blarney Stone and you lay on your back and you kiss it while you're laying down, you'll get gifted the gift of gab to chit-chat away and have good stories for everyone. Which it seems like a lot of the people here must have done because there's some really good talkers here. I don't know, the Irish superstitions sometimes don't make too much sense. Like there's one that is, you're not supposed to hold an unbaptized child because it's not a good sign or not good luck as well. I'm like, dude, it's a baby. You got to hold the baby. I mean, come on, they're so cute and adorable. Anyway, other things that you might want to know in terms of luck things here is obviously the 4-leaf clover. I mean, hey, one of the symbols of Ireland. Yes, it is good luck, but you got to keep it with you all the time. Once you don't have it, your good luck will disappear. Another one is if you stand up and your chair falls backwards, that's bad luck too, but probably because then you probably sit right back down and don't realize it fell and you're going to hurt yourself. So I can see where that one kind of came from. Some other ones that my wife likes to tell me is one, if your palm itches, it means you're going to have money coming to you. Also, you don't hand somebody a sharp object because it might cut your friendship. So you put the sharp object down and then you let them grab it. Another thing that's from Ireland that's very similar to Greece is whatever door you come into a house is the same door you should leave from. I mean, just in case. I don't know why, because you at least know that door is safe. And of course, I cannot talk about superstitions in Ireland without mentioning the leprechaun. Now, these leprechauns, you might call them an imp, you might call them a fairy. I like to call them little short guys that are all fuzzy and like they're gold. And basically, the superstition with the leprechauns is that if you catch a leprechaun, it's lucky because they'll give you their pot of gold if you catch them. Now, it's not that they're lucky by themselves, it's just that, hey, to get out of getting in trouble, they're willing to give you a little bit of gold. So there is that. But, you know, I've been to Ireland quite a few times, and I still haven't seen any, but I'm still looking. Now, there are a lot more superstitions than just those ones I just talked about, and that's why if you know more Irish superstitions or maybe superstitions from your hometown or your country, put it in the comment section below so we can kind of collect all these things out there, because it's always nice to know the superstitions so you don't get in trouble when you go someplace, because, you know, bad luck could be a thing. I don't know. And today what we have are 10 Chinese superstitions, because the superstitions here are a bit different than they are in the US and in other countries. Some are similar, some are a little different. So let's go through some of them. Now, the first thing you need to know is when you go into a temple or any building, but especially a temple, you'll see these raised doorways. Do not step on the raised doorways. That is a very bad thing to do because it represents the shoulders of Buddha. And so at a temple, they're Buddhist temples, so you step on there, you don't want to do that. That's very, very bad. It's bad luck, it's not good for you to do, and it's disrespectful. So that's the first superstition. Don't step on the doorways. Okay? A second one is one I don't really have too much of a problem with because I don't have much hair, but if you get a haircut in January, it means you're going to bring bad luck for the whole year. You're cutting away your luck. So don't cut your hair in January. Number 3, and this is good for me, the rounder your fingerprint, the luckier you are. So my plump fingers mean I'm very lucky. Number 4 on our list is actually number 4, because the number 4 here is bad luck. Number 8 and number 6, that's good luck here. So you'll see people like passwords at hotels and stuff like that will be like 6666. You know, in the US, 666 is, hey, that's the mark of the devil. Here, hey, that's a lot of good luck. Okay, so that's number 4 is the lucky numbers. Also with unlucky stuff, you have number 5, and that's the raven or the blackbird. That's a sign of bad luck. So be careful if you see a blackbird. Number 6 on our list is if you have all this bad luck, you want it to go away, you say dafa, dafa, which is like go away, bad luck. Okay, so you want to do that. So that's number 6 to get rid of the bad luck. Number 7 on our list is looking at when you're going to have your room and your bedroom and stuff like that. It's bad luck to have your mirror facing your bed because it may steal your spirit away in your sleep. So be careful with that one. And the last 3 are basically for kids, and you hear these kind of a lot. Number 8, if a kid opens an umbrella inside. Now in the US, you open an umbrella inside, it's bad luck. But if you're a kid and you open your umbrella inside in China, it means you're not going to grow any taller, so you're going to be very little, and we don't want that. We want to be the next Yao Ming and go play in the NBA. Okay, number 9 on our list is when Chinese kids ask where they're from, their parents tell them they got them from the dump. You know, we have the stork in the US, they have the dump or the garbage here. Okay, so those poor kids, where my friend, you're from the dump, I found you in the trash. Okay, and number 10 on our list is a combination of things. If a little kid they say if your little kid walks between your legs, he's not going to grow any taller. Man, they really want to keep their kids short here apparently. Okay, but also if you say, oh, I go between this guy's legs, it's kind of an insult to the other person. Okay, so those are 10 kind of Chinese superstitions that are a little bit different than in the West.
Hey, so I'm walking down the sidewalk and there's a penny on the ground. It's tails up, so usually you leave it, or you can flip it over and give it to your friend. However, if it's on the ground and it's heads up, that's your lucky penny. Pick it up, put it in your pocket, and keep it forever.
Hey there, fellow travelers. Mark here with Wolters World, and today we're in Savannah, Georgia, one of the most haunted cities in America. And today we're going to talk about our superstitions in the US. And yes, I could be filming this in the dark when it's a lot more spookier, but then I'd be scared, so I don't want to do that, okay? See, I got goosebumps because I get scared. Anyway, so let's get started with some of these superstitions. Now, one superstition you might see a lot of people in the US do is knocking on wood. Because the thing is, if let's say I say, oh, we're going to have a great trip, oh, I better knock on wood. They'll knock on wood or their head or something like that. That's either to bring good luck or to keep yourself from like jinxing yourself so it doesn't work out, okay? So I hope you have a good trip, knock on wood. So there is that. Another one you'll see is the black cat. You never want a black cat to cross your path, otherwise bad luck is heading your way. And I'm guessing this probably comes from the association of black cats and stuff like that to witches and things like that. So just know, you don't want bad luck. If that black cat crosses your path, just turn the direction and walk this way, no longer in your path. You do have that there, okay? Now our next bad luck getter is if you break a mirror, you'll have 7 years of bad luck, okay? So don't break any mirrors when you are here, just like anywhere. I mean, you have broken glass. But honestly, that is one of the things. You break a mirror, it's 7 years bad luck, and you will hear people mention that occasionally in terms of if you do break a mirror, something like that. And I'm guessing it comes from the idea that, you know, the soul sometimes can be trapped in the mirror and you don't want it to get broken or something like that. There is those things there. And the 7 years might come from the Roman times where they said that the human kind of life goes in 7-year cycles, so it would take 7 years for your soul to get out again or some kind of stuff like that. There's all kinds of crazy things and theories on it, but just know, don't break any mirrors. Don't want that 7 years of bad luck, okay? Now, another thing I want to look at in bad luck are numbers. In the US, the number 13 is bad. It's so bad that even international hotel chains do not put a 13th floor in their hotels. And you may look at it and you'll see the numbers on the elevator and you'll say, oh, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 14, 15, 16. You're like, wait, where's 13? Bad luck, man. We are not putting that 13 on there. And that actually does happen. So you will see that sometimes the street doesn't have a 13th house, or a floor doesn't, a hotel or some building will not have a 13th floor. You do see those things. And then you have, you know, Friday the 13th, which is actually, you know, the worst bad luck day out there. And so you want to watch out for that. You'll see that it's not just Friday the 13th isn't just for bad slasher flicks from the 80s. It's just one of those things that you'll see people playing pranks and little things like that on the 13th for, hey, bad luck day kind of thing like that. Now, some other forebringers of bad luck. One is don't walk underneath a ladder. Look, it's bad luck to do that. One, you might be like in the movies where that paint bucket dumps on your head, but honestly it comes because it kind of makes a triangle, and that's been like a sacred symbol for a lot of cultures throughout history, so it kind of has that you want to worry about. But just don't walk under a ladder. It's also rude and not safe just in general. Another one we have for bad luck is if you spill salt. Okay, you spill salt, hey, that's bad luck. Devil's gonna punish you, things like that. But at least this one has a way for you to save yourself. You take a pinch of the salt and you throw it over your left shoulder, because then you throw that salt in the devil's eye, so you'll be okay. And our last bad luck thing is you need to realize is bad things come in threes. So you got to be careful, because remember, oh, if one thing happens, oh, it's just chance. Two things happen, it's a coincidence. Three things, uh-oh, it's a trend. Bad things are happening. So you want to watch out for that. So if you notice a couple bad things happen, hey, we need to start paying attention, because I don't like that. But that is a thing that I'll have people tell me when two bad things happen, like, hey, watch out, man, because they come in threes. Now the thing is, there are some things you can do to help ward off those bad luck. So of course, we have our lucky talismans here in the US. So you have the horseshoe, a very one up there, but the thing is, the horseshoe has to be going up. If it's going down, all the luck bleeds out of it. So you want to have a horseshoe that's hanging up like this, probably over a door or something like that. Also, you have the lucky rabbit's foot. Now the thing is, the lucky rabbit's foot isn't very lucky for the rabbit, but it is one thing you do see. You don't see this much in the US now, but it was quite a popular thing back in, up until the early 90s. I used to see it quite a bit. And then you have the four-leaf clover, which is always an international symbol of good luck. We love our Irish friends for that. And the thing is there's some other things you can do to fight those things off, and one is wishing. And there's two wishes you really want to make when you are here in the US. One, you wish upon the first star that you see at night. Starlight, star bright, first star I see tonight. You can make a wish that way, but you never tell people what you wish for. Also, on your birthday, when you blow out your candles, you can make a wish then too. But again, if you tell anybody that wish, it will not come true. And I guess the last little lucky thing I'm going to tell you about is the way my kids seem to always beat me in every single game we play. And it's called beginner's luck. There's kind of feeling that, hey, if you're playing cards, you're playing a game or something like that, and someone comes to that first time to play the game and they beat everyone, you're like, you don't even know how to play the game. How is this happening? That is beginner's luck. Anyway, so these are just some of the superstitions here in the US from the most haunted city in the US, or at least one of them. Hey there, fellow travelers, Mark here with Wolters World, and today we're in Madrid, Spain, to give you a few of the superstitions of Spain. Now, the first thing I want to kind of go through is realize that some superstitions kind of pass and kind of work in a lot of different cultures. So like here, yes, you don't walk underneath a ladder, which seems obvious anyway, and you know, you don't open an umbrella inside. Again, if you had a mother, you would know not to do that because she will beat you. But there are some different or slight variations of superstitions that we have in the US and other places around the world that they have here in Spain, and then sometimes they have their own superstitions as well. So let's get started with some of these superstitions of Spain that you might not know about. Now, one thing you should know is in the US and a lot of places, Friday the 13th, that is the bad luck day. Well, here in Spain, Friday the 13th, you know what that is? That's time for fiesta. That's a party day, because it's Friday. The bad luck day here is actually Tuesday the 13th. So, Tuesday the 13th, bad luck day. So be careful if you're doing anything on that day. Another thing, if you're trying to avoid like bad luck, you got a big presentation or something like that, don't wear a yellow tie or don't wear yellow clothes. You don't give yellow clothes as gifts to people. You know, it's like, oh, my friend's had a baby. I'm like, oh, we should bring him some stuff. So I'm looking up, what don't I give a little kid? And they're like, do not give them yellow clothes because it's bad luck. So yellow, kind of a bad luck color, not a super bad luck color, but just know that if you're going to be giving people hats or gifts or whatever when you're coming to Spain, maybe stay away from the yellow. Okay, so that's one thing there. Now, another thing you want to look at in terms of giving people things like gifts, one thing you don't really do here in Spain is you don't give knives as gifts. You know, like when I lived in Finland, it was like, oh, it was a very special thing. You got a very special knife given to you. It was like a big kind of thing. Well, here you don't give knives or sharp objects, as they'll tell you, because it's supposed to like cut your friendship. And I've seen this in other places as well. Lithuania, if you have a knife or a scissors, you don't give it straight to your friend. You put it on the table and then they take it because you don't want to cut your friendship. So no giving gifts of knives and stuff like that here in Spain. Also, when you're looking at giving things, if you're going to pass the salt, when you have salt, you don't pass it hand to hand. It's like I talked about Lithuania with their knives. You take the salt, you put it in front of them or on the table, and then they take it because you don't want to give them the mal de sal. You don't want mal sal. You don't want to give them bad salt, okay? Now another thing is, Spain is an awesome place to visit, and you feel like you live so fully and richly when you are here with the great food, the beautiful people, the wonderfulness of the families and all this kind of stuff. And you think, man, the pets here must have a great life too. Well, well, maybe they do, maybe they don't, but cats, you know, the legend is, you know, cats have 9 lives. Well, here in Spain, they have such good lives, they only need 7 lives. Yes, cats have 7 lives here in Spain instead of the what we think is traditional 9. So it just proves what a good life they have here. They only need 7. They're like, I'm good. 7, I'm good. 9, that's for my loser American friends that need more time. Garfield, you take the 9. I'll take my 7. Now, another superstition, which also is good for tourists to know anyway, is you don't leave your bag or purse on the ground, because the superstition is if you leave your purse on the ground, your money will fall out, you'll lose money, something like that. But as a tourist, if you leave your purse on the ground, someone might steal it. So that's kind of one superstition that still holds true. So do make sure you put your bags and stuff on a chair, just so you have that. And you'll see if you go to restaurants, they'll bring up another chair sometimes for you to put your coats on, to put your bags on and stuff like that, instead of putting it on the ground, okay? Another one of the superstitions you might hear about is sweeping. Now the legend of the superstition is if you're sweeping here in Spain and you sweep over someone's feet that hasn't been married, they will never get married. Now I'm sure some of you are watching this saying, why didn't someone do that to me? Well, just know it's just a superstition, but that's one of the things. So be careful when you're sweeping up your messes. You want to be careful. Now the thing is, there's a lot of these superstitions, and one of the things you see people do in order to like fight off these kind of things, you might see the evil eye out there, things like that to kind of ward off bad spirits. Also, you might see a cactus in their window, and the cactus is supposed to kind of ward off bad spirits or ward off bad luck, all kinds of stuff. But honestly, you're not going to have any bad luck here in Spain. It's a fantastic place. But there are 2 little things I want to tell you about with superstitions with drinking here in Spain. One thing is every time you take a cheers, or you do cheers for people, salud, you always look people in the eyes, okay? Just make sure you look in the eyes. Salud, drink, hey, there you go. You want to do that. And also, don't order la última cerveza. You want to order the penúltima cerveza, the next to last beer, because if you order the last beer, well, the superstition is then you're going to die. There'll be no more beer, which if you had no more beer, it would be like dying. So do watch out for that. Anyway, those are just some fun superstitions here in Spain. Labas, fellow travelers. Mark here with Wolters World, and today we're on the Hill of Witches in Lithuania, at the spookiest of the carvings here. And today what we have for you are some of the superstitions of Lithuania, because Lithuania was actually one of the last Christian conquered lands of Europe, so there's still a lot of superstitions, supernatural kind of stuff here. And I lived here for 3.5 years, and I got to see firsthand some of the funny and interesting superstitions that some people take very seriously here in Lithuania. And so I'm going to give you those here now. Now the first thing, it's not so much a superstition, but it's a kind of thing you need to make sure you do, or I should say don't do when you are here, and that is you don't shake hands over the threshold. So like in a doorway, you don't shake hands there. You either go outside the door or inside the door to shake hands. Otherwise, bad things can happen to your friendship. Now, another thing with your friendship, if you don't want to break your friendship, when you're walking together and there's like a pole or a lamp post or something like that, both of you have to walk on the same side, because if you let that lamppost split you up, it'll split your friendship. And I've actually had it where my friends will literally drag me back around a telephone pole to make sure that we're on the same side, because they didn't want anything to happen to our friendship. Yes, these things happen. Now, another thing we should look at is, what about inside the home? Do I need to worry about superstitions inside the home? Well, one thing has to do with spiders, okay? Now, if you see a spider on your wall, crawling up the wall, that's good luck, and you can't kill it. If it's crawling down, go ahead and kill it, makes no difference, okay? Another thing, if you want to bring good luck to your home, hang out some fat outside your window so some birds can come and eat the fat, and they bring good luck with them. But if you want rats in your house, well, one of the superstitions is if you're mean to a pregnant woman, you get rats in your house. So hey, if you're one of those people that are mean to pregnant women, now you know why you have rats in your house. Now, speaking with that pregnancy theme, the Lithuanians want to make sure they have more Lithuanians. So they got a few superstitions about keeping your ovaries and your testes working right. And one is, don't sit on the grass before the first thunder of the spring. Otherwise, it's too cold and it'll freeze your ovaries and you won't have babies. Or it'll freeze your testes and you won't have babies. Also, don't sit on cement. It will freeze those things up too. Okay? I literally had people drag me off the grass. You can't sit there. You need to have babies one day. Well, luckily they got me off. So we've got Liam and we got all our kids and stuff like that. So, whew, it all worked out in the end. All right, so going back into the home, all right? One thing you don't do in someone's house is whistle. One reason is if you whistle inside someone's house, it means you're going to take some money, okay? On the other side of it, if you whistle, you're calling in the devil. So if you don't want that guy coming in, don't whistle in the house. Now, we have some other things that are kind of more familiar for a lot of places out there. One, if you break a mirror, obviously it's not good luck, but the thing is you want to bury it in the ground, and then you'll be okay. Another thing is, if you're driving and a black cat crosses your path, don't worry, if you hold on to the button of your pants, you'll be okay. And going back to the mirror thing, if you're leaving your house and you forget something and you have to return home right away, make sure you look into a mirror before you go out. Otherwise, bad things could happen, okay? So make sure you go in, look at a mirror and come out. And you'll see that in some Lithuanian homes, they actually have a mirror by the door. So when they go, they can, they remember, forget something, come back, look at the mirror, look at themselves and go back out. Now, another superstition has to do with flowers. It's more of a courtesy thing. Is here when you bring flowers, you bring odd number of flowers, not even number of flowers. Even numbers, that is actually for funerals. So bring an odd number of flowers. And my last one for you has to do with your bag. You never put your bag on the ground when you're going out because the money will run out. Okay, fellow travelers, we've left the Witch's Hill just for a bit because there's a couple more kind of superstition things that deal with alcohol when you are here in Lithuania. And you will drink well when you're here. The spirits are nice, and the alus is very good as well. But there's some things you should know. And one thing is, you don't want bad luck or bad amorous relationships. So when someone cheers to you, or you cheers to Isvekata, you always look in the eyes. Otherwise, bad things happen. Okay, so that's one thing you gotta make sure you do. There's also one more thing that maybe you don't want to follow if you're, not too big into drinking, but there is a superstition that says you can't just have one drink. You have to have two, because you only have at least two, because you have one drink, well then only one leg will work, and then you're gonna fall over. So you have to have two drinks so you can stand on two legs. So, Isvekata, Alzi. Isvekata.
Isvekata, Marky.
Oh yeah, and then
you have to fill that.
And I have to fill that.
If you don't fill that, after some time, somebody will ask you, "Do you know why somebody hit the Kutuzov's eye?" And you will see, "What?" You never heard that before?
No, I have not. But see, there you go. So, Svikata, Alvi.
Cheers, buddy.
Cheers.
Svikata. Jocelyn.
It's Vikata.
That means you're next, babe.
I'm up.
Anyway, those are just some little superstitions that I actually saw people take very seriously when I lived here.
Thank you for watching. We hope this helps you get into a spooky mood for this All Hallows Eve. And if you want to watch more, don't forget, you can always subscribe. New videos every Wednesday and Saturday. Not very spooky, not very scary, but informative. Happy Halloween, my friends. Bye.